Γεια σας, είμαι ο Δημήτρης Κιάνης και σήμερα θα κάνουμε ένα πάρα πολύ ωραίο πείραμα που σίγουρα έχετε σκεφτεί πολλές φορές να κάνετε, αλλά δεν τα καταφέρατε ή το ξεχνάτε και, εν πάση περιπτώσει, θα θέλατε να μάθετε το αποτέλεσμά του. Σήμερα λοιπόν βρισκόμαστε στην bFlex. Θα σας πω σε λίγο τι είναι η bFlex και αυτό που θα κάνουμε είναι ότι θα δοκιμάσουμε μια τυπική καθημερινή πρωί να διασχίσουμε το κέντρο της Αθήνας με 3 διαφορετικά μέσα. Ηλεκτρικό σκούτερ, ηλεκτρικό ποδήλατο και ένα λεωφορείο. Γιατί θέλουμε να κάνουμε αυτή τη σύγκριση και να δούμε πόσο πιο γρήγορα είναι τα εναλλακτικά μέσα μετακίνησης σε σχέση με τα μέσα μαζικής μεταφοράς ή με το αυτοκίνητο, για παράδειγμα. Οπότε είμαστε εδώ στη bFlex, πάμε μέσα να γνωρίσουμε λίγο τα παιδιά, να πάρουμε τα οχήματα που έχουν ετοιμάσει για εμάς και κάποιος άτυχος στο λεωφορείο και φύγαμε να ξεκινήσουμε το πείραμά μας. Hi guys! Καλημέρα! This is Robb, ο Robb και ο Χριστόφορος. Και εδώ στην bFlex έχουν αρκετά πράγματα για εσάς, τα οποία μπορείτε να νοικιάσετε. Ηλεκτρικά πατίνια, ηλεκτρικά ποδήλατα, ηλεκτρικά σκούτερ όπως αυτό που έχουμε έξω. Και θα κάνουμε ένα ωραίο πείραμα σήμερα. Ο Robb θα πάρει το ηλεκτρικό ποδήλατο, σωστά?
Ναι.
Ο άτυχος είναι ο Χριστόφορος που θα πάρει το λεωφορείο. Και εγώ θα πάρω το ηλεκτρικό σκούτερ και η διαδρομή που θα κάνουμε είναι εδώ από το κουκάκι που βρίσκεται το κατάστημα της bFlex, Βεϊκού 94. Θα πάμε μέσω του κέντρου μέχρι το Εθνικό Αρχαιολογικό Μουσείο, περίπου στην Πατησίων, περνώντας από Σύνταγμα, από Πανεπιστημίου, από αυτούς τους δύσκολους δρόμους που έχουν κίνηση. Οπότε πάμε να ξεκινήσουμε το πείραμά μας. Είναι τυχερός ο Χριστόφορος γιατί το λεωφορείο που θα πάρει το 5 μόλις ήρθε, οπότε δεν χρειάστηκε να περιμένει καθόλου. Οπότε νομίζω, Robb, είναι δίκαιο να ξεκινήσουμε κι εμείς. Μπορούμε να πάμε, we can go.
Perfect.
It's okay, his bus is here.
He's here.
Καλό ταξίδι, Χριστόφορε, καλή διαδρομή. Off we go.
Πάμε.
Hey, you!
Hey.
I caught up with you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but you are a lot faster than I thought you would be.
Yeah, you can go through everywhere easily with the bike.
Yeah.
Just the traffic lights. I went too far.
You went too far. So I beat you like 30 seconds.
There you go.
Οπότε φτάσαμε με το σκούτερ, το e-moped, το οποίο πιάνει 45 χιλιόμετρα την ώρα. Σε σχέση με το απλό e-bike με υποβοήθηση με 25 χιλιόμετρα την ώρα, φτάσαμε 30 δευτερόλεπτα νωρίτερα. Maybe we should say that you're the winner. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fair to say.
Equal.
And είναι 9:57, ξεκινήσαμε 9:42 και τώρα περιμένουμε να δούμε τι ώρα θα φτάσει ο Χριστόφορος. Νομίζω ήρθε και ο Χριστόφορος με το 5.
Ήμουν νικητής. Δεν έχω να πω κάτι άλλο.
Όχι, νικητής δεν είσαι, γιατί είναι 12 και 2.
Και δεν είχε και κίνηση στον δρόμο.
Και δεν είχε και κίνηση. It's not rush hour, δεν είναι ώρα αιχμής. Οπότε θα μπορούσαν να είναι πολύ χειρότερα τα πράγματα για σένα. Με το 5 να το φεύγει. Οπότε
Κάποιος είναι ο νικητής εδώ αυτή την πορεία.
πάμε πίσω στο μαγαζί να τα συζητήσουμε. Να δούμε ποιο είναι το αποτέλεσμα του πειράματος.
Yeah.
Επιστρέψαμε στην bFlex μετά από αυτό το πολύ ωραίο πείραμα. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι όλα συνέβαλαν υπέρ του λεωφορείου αυτή τη φορά. Ήρθε κατευθείαν στην ώρα του, το οποίο δεν συμβαίνει ποτέ. Πέσαμε σε ώρα που για κάποιο λόγο δεν είχε κίνηση. Παρασκευή γύρω στις 9.30 με 10 η ώρα περιμέναμε περισσότερη κίνηση και πάλι ωστόσο είχαμε μια σημαντική διαφορά. Το εντυπωσιακό όμως ήταν ότι το ποδήλατο με το σκούτερ έφτασαν σχεδόν ταυτόχρονα. Και δεν θα το δείτε στο βίντεο, αλλά αυτό έγινε και στην επιστροφή από την Πατησίων προς την bFlex. Φτάσαμε ακριβώς μαζί με τον Robb, που ήταν με το ποδήλατο, και εγώ ήμουνα με τον Χριστόφορο στο e-moped. Οπότε ας μιλήσουμε για το αποτέλεσμα αυτού του πειράματος λίγο με τον Robb και να μας πει και ο ίδιος ποιος είναι, τι κάνει εδώ, τι τον έφερε στην Ελλάδα και πώς αποφάσισε να ανοίξει την bFlex και να μας προσφέρει αυτά τα ωραία πράγματα. Hi Robb.
Καλημέρα.
Καλημέρα. Your Greek is getting better. Yeah.
Να φαίνω ελληνικά, αλλά είναι δύσκολα.
It's very good. It's very good. So I said that the e-moped and the e-bike were almost at the same time, both when we went and when we came back. The bus could be slower. Yeah, he was very lucky.
Yeah. So the bus it actually came at the second that Christoforus was leaving, so this is quite unusual. As the bus
it's very unusual. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
So also, if he had a car, he would start at the same time, but he would have to find to park there.
Of course.
So it would be way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Yeah, and it was also very quiet on the road. As we went, we were hoping to catch rush hour to actually show the difference between the e-moped, e-bike and the bus. But so fortunately for all the daily commuters today, it was very quiet on the road.
Yeah.
So our experiment.
So, Robb, where are you from and how did you end up here in Koukaki?
Yeah, I'm Hollandos, so I'm from the Netherlands. I've been living in Greece for 4.5 years now. I moved to Athens because of work. I was working in renewable energy for a French company, and we were looking at solar and wind energy. And throughout my career, I've always worked with the environment, so always trying to make a change, make a difference. The first thing I noticed when I came to Athens is the congestion, the pollution, the transportation pollution. There are parts in Athens that you don't want to breathe the air because the quality is that bad, especially around Syntagma, for example, where the traffic is constantly standing still. And so that brought me to bFlex and to Koukaki. With bFlex, we're trying to solve the transportation pollution.
Nice. So you all have e-bikes. You started with regular bikes.
Yeah.
Now you see that people like e-bikes more.
So it really depends. We focus on daily commuters, so people going to work, coming back from work, and it really depends on the area. So, for example, Califea, it's quite flat, so you can easily use the city bike that we offer. On the other hand, if you live around the Likavitos, you cannot work with a normal bicycle and expect to come also nicely to your work without sweating too much. So it really depends on the daily commuter, the distance that they have to make, which area they live, etc. Also their condition, of course, all these things. Yeah, we started with 2 bicycles. I don't know if you can see the one hanging at the wall in the back. Maybe we can make a shot later.
Yeah.
But I started with 2 normal bicycles because I was convinced that if you offer all-inclusive flexible subscriptions for bicycles, so that basically means very easy access to bicycles, minimum hurdles, that at least people will try it, that Athenians at least will try it to use it as a commuting type of transportation. And so that really went off. Of course, we had COVID in between. We just started before COVID. And during COVID, the demand grew a lot. People wanted to go out as well, more for exercising purposes. But we saw that it gave a bit of boost to cycling in Athens. And currently we have a variety of models. So we have the Patini, the Electrico Patini. It's the EK2 here. The e-bike, the one that I used for the experiment, the e-moped that you were using. And so we still have the city bike as well. We keep it because for some people it's a good solution, and it's for the monthly subscription only 14.5 euros per month. So it's also very easy to budget.
Nice. So a tourist can come and get one, or someone who is a student here and he needs for a few months or half the year, for example, something to commute around Athens, or anyone who wants to try the experience and maybe then move on to another model. So you can cater to a lot of different needs. But if I get, for example, a bike that I'm using every day to go to work and it breaks down, what happens then?
Yeah, so we have the 2 parts within our subscription, which is the flexibility, so there is no long-term commitment and it's easy for someone to try. But we focus on long-term subscribers. Daily commuters, they need to use the bike 5 days of the week for sure. The other part of the subscription is all-inclusivity. That means that if somebody has a flat tire or the battery breaks, we replace the bicycle directly. Because the service that we really provide is mobility, and that means that the subscriber is always mobile. So that means they always need a working bicycle. And this is something that we provide. And we fix any issue within 24 hours, but our average response rate is like 2.5 hours. So we are extremely quick. And it is really with the logic that we want people to just focus on the daily commute, focus on their work. We do the rest, so we make sure that you get there. If you would have your own bike, for example, you need to go to the mechanic. So with a flat tire, that's a bit inconvenient, for example. Or if it's a broken battery and it's within warranty, it needs to go back to the factory. And in both cases, you lose the bicycle, your transportation, for a couple of days, up to a couple of weeks, up to a couple of months, if you need to deal with the factory itself. And so this is something that we solve completely. We just say, we give you a new bike, we solve the issues internally. Okay,
another thing. What about your clients? What do they prefer? They prefer the e-bike, the Patini, the e-moped? What's the best?
Yeah. So our folding bicycle, the electric folding bicycle, it's also not here now because they're all out on the street. This is going best, and the idea there is that people can easily put it in the elevator because you can fold it and you can keep it in your apartment at night, making people feel more secure. Secondly, I think the Patinis are doing really well, and then the e-bike too.
Oh,
so that's a bit the order. The e-moped is something that we just introduced, so it's a bit too early to tell how the market will respond.
Yeah, I think because Athens is a very hilly area, so I think people also need the e-moped. That's what I've seen, and I want to close this, to wrap this up. Because you come from the Netherlands, probably the country in Europe with the most bikes, and I think soon to be with the most e-bikes because it's booming over there. And comparing the Netherlands to Greece, what do you think we need to make some steps in the right direction for a city with not so many cars? Yeah,
that's a very good question. So in the Netherlands, if I got the number right, there are 17 million people and 32 million bicycles.
Yeah,
So that's
something like that.
that's crazy. It's a bit too much. But so in the 1980s, the Dutch government decided, because of congestion, because of pollution, okay, we need cycling infrastructure, because beforehand we didn't have. So it's from a government a decision to actually implement safe cycling infrastructure that will make a huge difference. In the meantime, yeah, I think people should just try it as much as possible. We get from our customers, we get 3 reasons why not to cycle. So this is hilly Athens, so this is something that we solve with the electric bikes. Then they say, yeah, but if it rains, so then I make the comparison with the Netherlands, it rains practically the whole year.
Time, yeah.
And we still cycle every day, so this for me, it's not, how I grew up, it's very normal to cycle also when it's raining. And if it's here like the tropical storms, okay, you make sure that you get out of the way, but that happens only a couple of hours per year. And thirdly, yeah, it's safety. So this safe cycling infrastructure is something that we all together as cyclists and non-cyclists, we should really want from the government, expect from the government. Because the more people will cycle, the lower the commuting time also gets of people that are still in the car. Yeah, because you solve the congestion. Of course, you solve the environmental part, which is very important. Clean air, health. There are only benefits to having more bikes on the road.
Yeah, let's hope to a better future for our cities.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
You too.
Yeah. Μπορείτε να περάσετε και εσείς από το κατάστημα της bFlex. Βρίσκεται στην οδό Βεϊκού 94 στο Κουκάκι, πολύ κοντά στο κέντρο της Αθήνας. Να δείτε από κοντά τα πατίνια, ποδήλατα ή mopeds, δηλαδή ηλεκτρικά σκούτερ που υπάρχουν διαθέσιμα, και φυσικά στο site της εταιρείας, το bflex.io, if I said it correctly.
Πολύ ωραία.
And talk soon on the next video.
Μιλάμε.